Social networking has become a daily use for almost all Australians and the rest of the world. While it enables us to have easy access to friends and family, it also comes with its inherent dangers like cyberbullying and pedophilia.
While caution is thought to be taken, many children still can't distinguish the difference between talking to a stranger on the street and talking to them on the internet. The following presentation discusses the dangers that come when using social networking sites.
Cyberbullying is the use and abuse of technology, such as text messaging, emails, social networking sites, commonly Facebook and Twitter, to torment, frighten or intimidate someone. It is most commonly used by children between the ages of 10 onwards. Youth who are continuously cyberbullied are at an elevated risk of long-term issues, such as suicidal thoughts, attempts and completed suicides, depression, anxiety, decreased self-worth and hopelessness. Statistics show that a quarter of Australia's youth have reported themselves as a victim of cyberbullying. 760,000 teenagers are allowed to have computers in their bedroom, allowing them to have no boundaries of what they can do using the World Wide Web. Cyberbullying is a raising issue that needs to be addressed. Current implementations have recently been coming in after the continuous raising of bullying-related deaths. Children subject to torment on Facebook do not usually have the voice to speak up and tell parents or friends what is happening and how is it affecting them, leading to unseen problems. Schools such as St Joseph's in Trafalgar Gippsland have started their stop on cyberbullying within the schools by attending the Think You Know presentation run by the Federal Police. They informed students of the dangers involved within the general use of online facilities. Students were taught that there were also rules and regulations on bullying and harassment. They were also informed of places to turn if they are being cyberbullied, so that their problems are known and can be acted on. This site is a site that children can go on to report abuse, how-to guidelines to make your mobile, social networking sites and emails safer, who they can call if they are being abused, what can go wrong from using the technology and more. In 2011, 14-year-old Danny Sanders cut her life short after suffering relentless terrorising through social media. Months before the horrible event, her parents had moved her away due to the unhappiness at her school. Even then, it continued, which led to her sudden death. Even after her death just last year, she is still being abused and put down through her memorial page on the internet. Just think about this. She won't ever see the world, she'll never walk down the aisle, she'll never have a baby, her friends and family will never see her again. Cyberbullying affects real lives.
While many young children think there is no harm in having a Facebook account or using instant messaging, these social networking sites are notorious for being dangerous and unsafe. Pedophiles are able to make fake accounts on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Tumblr and any other networking site. They act as a young person and people would be oblivious to what was happening to them, considering that there's no proof that you're truly talking to the person you see a picture of. This doesn't only happen in Australia too. It is a danger all around the world and the number of case studies found are in the hundreds. The following video is an example from England of the extent pedophiles will go to trick young children. While many parents and teachers repeat these warnings constantly to children throughout their lives, many children believe that such events won't happen to them or that they are being safe. But a lot of the time, we actually have no idea who it is you're really talking to. There's no way to know whether you're talking to a friend or a complete stranger. Social networking sites are open to all, no matter who you are or where you're from. Access is assured. And while security measures are provided, they are seldom used by teenagers. An article in the Courier on the 20th of April this year revealed how a 13-year-old girl from Swan Hill met a 36-year-old Ballarat resident over the internet. The girl hasn't been seen since Tuesday the 17th, and study reports that she's been communicating with this man for over a few months. It was reported on the 21st of April that Lani Edwards was found in Mount Gambier, almost 100 kilometres from her hometown, after she travelled to Ballarat. The man was charged with sex and kidnapping offences. While this girl was found safe, others aren't as lucky. It's important for children of any age to learn about the risks of social networking sites, considering that the internet has such a huge influence on our lives today. And without proper security and safety precautions, it is unknown just how bad it can affect a person.
Due to the many dangers on the internet, such as cyberbullying and pedophilia, many children are at risk of being hurt or being mentally damaged. Schools must develop a way to address these issues and to create a safer environment. Schools can address these issues in various ways, such as in-depth conversation about the impacts and dangers of social networking, how it may affect children, and activities to show children how to social network correctly and safely. Teachers must help students become aware that anything you post online is there forever, and help them make sure that they understand the big picture of who could be looking at their site. What are you putting out there? Because it's not just your friends who are going to be viewing that. It's going to be everybody. Whether children want to believe it or not, this is what happens, and teachers need to educate children in schools about this tough issue. The principles of learning and teaching and related components are very important when it comes to learning, which link in well with teaching students the negatives behind social networking. Learning environments must be supportive and productive when learning about such deep issues. By learning about social networking and the correct way to occupy it, many may gain independence and self-motivation in their ability to be conservative about things they choose to share and the way they are able to avoid dangers involved. Also, by making the learning environment reflect on the students' interests and perspectives, may help them learn more about the impacts of bullying and expressing too much online. Also, students will be supported and challenged to develop deep levels of thinking, which will create a more in-depth thought about the dangers and will encourage students to make a smarter choice in the end. And also, yes, it states that assessment practices are an integral part of teaching and learning, and of course they are, but this topic really can only be assessed by oneself. Once being taught, the child will assess themselves by not putting a lot of information or pictures online about themselves, and to not let bullying control their lives. Learning connects strongly with communities beyond classrooms as well. Children's parents, friends, and many others will help the students to learn a valuable lesson about social networking, also explaining the dangers that one can encounter online. Using ICT in classrooms can also help a lot, whereas many may say it can just cause more damage. Teaching students or children using ICT can help them learn about the impacts of social networking and give them a head start into the issues that come along with it. If this issue was not brought up at a young age, many individuals would not be safe using networks, well, in general, the internet. Children are not safe using social networking. They must be taught the dangers involved, such as cyberbullying and pedophilia. Children can be impacted negatively by becoming very depressed and harming themselves, or getting themselves into trouble by talking to the wrong person online. Teaching students how to avoid such things is a very important issue and must be addressed.